has earned a bigger role. The veteran guard logged 42 minutes in a recent game, proving her value as someone who can stabilize the backcourt and help ease Clark back into action. Sims isn't just a stopgap, she's insurance, a veteran presence who can handle pressure when Clark isn't on the floor. Everything about this roster shuffle signals a deliberate strategy. Indiana isn't panicking. They're positioning themselves for maximum flexibility the moment Clark returns. With 9 games left, every spot on the depth chart matters, and Indiana's front office knows it. If you're reading between the lines, this move wasn't random. It was calculated. The Fever are preparing to hand the keys back to Caitlin Clark, and they want the roster ready to maximize her impact the second she steps back onto the court. So, when exactly is Caitlin Clark coming back? That's the million-dollar question. Based on insider reports and team scheduling, the most likely window is between August 22nd and 26th, with the Seattle Storm matchup circled as a potential return date. Everything seems to line up perfectly. The Fever have an extended break after their last game, giving Clark extra time to ramp up conditioning without missing valuable games. Coach Stephanie White has hinted that Clark has been participating in full contact practices, which is usually the final step before clearing a player for game action. But this timeline isn't set in stone. Returning from a bone bruise is tricky, and the Fever don't want to risk a setback by rushing her back too quickly. That's what makes these next few days so fascinating. Do they push for an earlier return to maximize their playoff push? Or do they play it safe and wait until she's 100%? Here's the twist. Every game matters now. The Fever are running out of time to climb into playoff position, which means they need Clark sooner rather than later. But one wrong step could derail everything for her and for the team. All signs point to late August. But until the Fever make it official, fans will be holding their breath. Whenever it happens, one thing is certain. Clark's first game back will feel like a playoff atmosphere from the opening tip. For Caitlin Clark, this comeback isn't just about returning to play. It's about protecting her future. She's already proven she's one of the most dynamic offensive players in the WNBA, but the risk-reward balance here couldn't be higher. If she comes back too soon and aggravates the injury, it could impact the trajectory of her career. But if she waits too long, Indiana's season could slip away before she even touches the floor again. That's the tightrope she's walking right now. This moment is also about her legacy. Clark isn't just another young star, she's the face of a franchise and, in many ways, the face of the WNBA. Everything she does is magnified. Every game is dissected, and this return is no different. Fans expect her to immediately pick up where she left off, but that's easier said than done after missing significant time. Her conditioning, rhythm, and chemistry with teammates will all be tested instantly. Still, Clark thrives under pressure. We've seen it before, like her 32-point, 7 three-pointer explosion against the Liberty in her last comeback. The question now is simple. Can she do it again? This isn't just about saving the Fever's season. It's about proving once again that Caitlin Clark can handle the weight of expectations better than anyone else in the league. Caitlin Clark's return isn't just a boost for the Fever. It shifts the entire balance of the WNBA. Her presence changes playoff dynamics, forces opposing defenses to adjust, and impacts national coverage of every game she plays. Let's talk numbers for a second. Clark leads the Fever in both assists, 8.8, and points, 16.5 this season. She draws double teams nearly every possession, which creates open looks for her teammates and elevates the entire offense. Without her, Indiana has struggled to crack 75 points per game. With her, that number jumps significantly. But it's bigger than just basketball. Attendance spikes wherever Clark plays. Broadcasters adjust schedules to feature Fever matchups in prime slots. Sponsors increase their investment because they know her presence drives engagement like no one else in the league right now. That's why her return is being treated like a league-wide event. The WNBA has been riding record-breaking viewership this season, and Caitlin Clark is a massive reason why. For rival teams, this means everything changes overnight. Coaches now have to game plan specifically for Clark's deep shooting range, her ability to collapse defenses, and her court vision that creates easy buckets for others. In short, Caitlin Clark doesn't just return to the Fever. She reshapes the competitive landscape for everyone else. That's why her comeback isn't just news. It's the defining moment of the season. When Caitlin Clark returns, the Fever's game plan is going to look different. Coach Stephanie White has already hinted that they'll ease Clark back in with a minutes restriction, But make no mistake, she'll still be the engine that drives this team.